start with the pronunciation of the vowels. Okay, and after that, of course, consonant will come, but it will be in the next lesson. Okay, so let's see now for the vowels, how it goes. So the first one is A.
A.
Okay, A. So not really difficult to pronounce for most of you. Second one is Repeat. Okay. Remember that on this vowel we can put some accents. Okay, and then it will affect the way you will pronounce the okay, but if it's like that without any accent and you need to spell it or to pronounce the letter, it's okay, Next one is E.
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 Then O.
O.
Okay, so don't be afraid to put your mouth really round. O.
O.
O. Okay,
O.
so it's quite deep. O.
O.
Okay, then
U.
U. So this U can be tricky. So from my experience of teaching, I've been noticing that, well, in most of the cases, for American people, it can be quite tricky at the beginning. So you really need to insist on that. It's U. Okay, Spanish-speaking persons can have some difficulties as well for that. Okay, so don't be afraid to pronounce. So really, it's not U, because in most of the cases, that's the mistake people tend to make. They pronounce it like U. Okay. No, in that case, it's
Your
really
lips.
U. So really narrow sound. Okay, so don't be afraid to insist on that. And the last one is, well, it's Y. So if you need to spell it, then you say Y.
Y.
Okay, when you pronounce it, it's like
Y.
E. Okay, but the name of the letter is Y. Okay, so if we check them again one more time, this one is A, then comes
E. Oh, sorry.
E.
E.
O.
O.
U. Remember?
U.
And the last one, Y for the name.
Y.
Okay, but then the pronunciation is E. All right. And in this lesson, we'll discover the pronunciation of the consonants. So les consonnes. Are you ready? So let's start now. Okay, so les consonnes. B.
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 Okay, so this one shouldn't be that difficult to produce. B.
B.
B. Then comes C.
C.
Okay, C.
C.
D.
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 F.
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 G.
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 Okay, so if we want to repeat them one more
G.
time.
G.
B.
G.
C. D.
F. G.
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 Okay, let's see the others. H.
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 J.
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 J. So that's
K.
J. That's J.
K.
K. L.
L.
M.
L.
L.
M.
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 Okay, one more time. H.
H.
J.
J.
K.
K.
L.
L.
M.
M.
Okay, and then of course it continues. N.
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 P.
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 Q.
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 R.
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 So it's quite important because people tend to think that French people are making this like that really deep and really, well, it will hurt your throat if you try to insist too much on that. And if you listen to me, well, basically it's not that strong. R, R. Okay, so it's quite soft. R, R. The next one is S, S. Okay, so let's see them one more time. N,
N,
P,
P,
Q,
Q,
R,
R,
S.
S.
And the last consonant are T,
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 V,
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 W,
W. That is W.
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 Okay, so we've got this double, double, and then V,
Okay.
W, okay, X,
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 and the last one, Z,
Z,
Z.
Z.
Okay, so remember
D.
to pronounce this
D.
D at
D.
the end. Z,
Z.
Z. Okay, so let's see them one more time. T,
T,
V,
V,
W,
W,
X,
X,
Z.
Z.
Discover les accents, so the
Les
accents. And normally when we talk about the accents, we tend to insist on the accents which are on the top of
Accent.
the letter E, okay?
Accent.
Accent.
Accent. Les accents.
Le accent.
Les accents. Les accents.
Le accent.
Les accents.
Le accent.
Les accents.
Le accent.
Les accents. Oh shit.
Because they will change the pronunciation of the letter. When you put the accents on the top of O, E, or A, well, nowadays we don't really pronounce the differences. But then E is still affected by that, so you should really first remember the name of the accent, okay? It's normally like that, okay? And then the sound that you will have to pronounce or to produce when you see it on the top of the okay? Because so without any accent, this letter, if you remember, we saw that previously, is pronounced okay? But then when you put this one, so this one is called accent aigu, okay? It goes like that in that direction, okay? And you will pronounce the letter like A.
A.
Okay, listen to the difference. Without the accent,
Accent.
with the accent, okay? But then when top the name of the accent, okay? And it's normally like that, okay? Of the accent, really first remember the name of the accent, okay? And it's normally like that, okay? And then the sound that you will have to insist on the letter, the pronunciation of the letter. When you put the accents on the top of O, E, or A, well, nowadays we don't really pronounce the differences. But then E is still affected by that, so you should really first remember the name of the accent, okay? And it's normally like that, okay? And then the sound that you will have to pronounce or to produce when you see it on the top of the okay? Because so without any accent, this letter, if you remember, we saw that previously, is pronounced okay? But then when you put this one, so this one is called accent aigu.
Accent
okay?
aigu.
It goes like that in that direction, okay? And you will pronounce the letter like A, okay? Listen to the difference. Without the accent, with the accent,
Accent
A,
aigu.
okay?
Accent
Without
aigu.
and with
A.
all right? Second accent that we can work on, it's a little bit the same, but it goes in the other direction. So if you look, it goes like that, okay? And then it's called accent grave.
Accent
grave.
Accent
okay?
grave.
And the sound that you will have to produce is eh. So it's really open. I mean, the sound is really open, and normally your mouth should be open a little bit more than with the accent aigu as well. Okay, so it goes like eh. All right, don't be afraid to insist a little bit on the pronunciation. Okay, first, and then you can make it shorter after, of course. All right, so let's compare them. The first one is
A.
and then the second one is All right. The good news is that the next one, so accent circonflexe,
Circonflexe.
is pronounced like accent grave.
Accent aigu.
Okay, so it's the
Accent aigu.
same pronunciation.
Accent circonflexe. Accent aigu. Now, hold on now.
Accent aigu.
Aigu. Accent aigu.
Accent aigu.
Aigu.
Here. Okay.
Accent
And it's the
circonflexe.
open one. Okay. Okay. All
It's the
right.
same.
So you
Both
can
are
see
same.
that it's just like a little hat that you get to put on the top of okay. So let's see one more time the differences. This one okay, and then these two accents like here open okay. The last one tréma. Well, basically it's quite
Tréma.
rare.
Tréma.
And the tricky thing is that in some cases you will have to pronounce it like okay, like for instance Noël, okay. But then in some cases as well it can be pronounced like okay. So my advice would be try to remember the word, and they are really rare. So don't be afraid about that. Okay, so but then let's focus on the three main accents here. Okay, the first one, accent aigu, remember, accent grave, and the last one, accent circonflexe, So we'll focus on les caractères spéciaux, so the special characters that maybe you will have to use if you want to, well, spell your name, or then if you want to...
Noël.
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 Noël. That is Christmas.
Noël.
Noël. Noël.
Noël.
Weather dress or something like that. So because normally they can be quite useful, and at the really beginning, so it's quite useful to spend a little time on them. Okay, so let's start now.
Special
What
characters.
you have to use if you accent circonflexe. So we'll focus on les caractères spéciaux, so the special characters that maybe you will have to use if you want to, well, spell your name, or then if you want to give a web address or something like that. So because normally they can be quite useful, and at the really beginning, so it's quite useful to spend a little time on them. Okay, so let's start now. Les caractères spéciaux, the first one. Okay.
Les caractères de spéciaux. Okay, let's learn that as well as we go through, right? Otherwise, we'll just learn things that are inside but not the headings, because if we start learning the headings as well, so we can know how to pronounce it as well later down the road, right? So don't ignore anything. The more you put in the efforts, the better it gets, right? And that's how we separate ourselves from the others.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux. Ah, okay. Let's put it in here. Les caractères because in future we have to learn where to use these special characters, where to use this these accents like E, then like right side stroke, right? So we need to learn that as well. So why not just start doing as it comes on our way, right? That will help us. So how does it pronounce?
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux. Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux. Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux. Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux.
Les caractères spéciaux. Okay, got it.
If you look at it, it's here. Okay, and we called it tirer.
Tirer.
Okay, tirer.
Tirer.
All right. Let's see the second one.
Tiret.
Tirer.
Same thing, but it's the low one, so we call it tirer bas.
Bas.
Tirer
Bas.
bas. Okay, so remember the first one located in the middle is tirer, and
Tirer.
the other one here
Tirer
is
bas.
tirer bas.
Tirer bas.
Let's see the other
Tirer.
one. So
Tirer. Tirer
officially
bas.
we
Tirer bas. So for the R you make right, but not too much. So just have a little bit less.
Tiret bas.
Tirer bas. Tirer bas.
Tiret bas.
Tirer bas. That is underscore. Then just the tirer is dash. Tirer.
Tiret.
Tirer.
Tiret.
Tirer. Right. Tirer. Tirer.
Tiret.
It will be hard in the beginning, but give it some time and you will get used to it. The
arrobase.
arrobas.
Arrobase, okay, but then, well, let's be honest, we can hear many French people or French-speaking people using this at, okay, but then the French were, of course, at.
At.
Arrobase.
Arrobas.
Arrobase.
Arrobas.
Officially, it should be arrobase, okay, so don't be
Arrobase.
surprised if someone is using that, or then you can use it as well, because that's the way it should be used, so arrobase, okay.
Arrobas.
Here, the dot, okay, because it's not always easy to spot here. We call it point.
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 Point. All right. So one more time. Tiret, tiret bas,
Tirer bas.
arrobase,
Arrobas. Point.
point. Okay? And then it continues a little bit. So if you want to indicate that you've got, well, a double letter, okay? You can say, so in that case it's PP, okay? So you
PP.
say deux,
Deux.
okay?
P.
Deux, it's two in French. Deux, okay? P. Deux, P. Okay, if we would,
Deux-P.
Dupe. D-U-X-P. P. So if it's S, let's say for an example, for my letter, so 2S. So SS is called do S.
Deux S.
Do S.
Deux S.
Do S. Let's say for F.
Deux F.
Do F.
Deux F.
Do F. Let's say for M.
Deux M.
Do M.
Deux M.
Do M.
you would say deux and then the name of the.
And try making notes by yourself as well, so it gets easier for you to understand. Write in your own language what it means. Like for an example, for the vowels A, E, I, O, U, I for E, it's So I put it in my own language where it says right? So it's easier for me to understand. So do it in that way as well. You don't have to spend dollars and dollars on classes and everything, because it comes down to you. So that's why I'm making this, so that you guys can learn it with time. Just give time. Don't run away from it. That's it.
Then
I don't know either, so I'm not running away either. So I hope you stay with me. Stay in.
this one here is called
Apostrophe.
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 Okay.
Apostrophe.
Last one
Apostrophe.
for this lesson. Here you can see that
Shit.
in some cases.
That's tough.
So we'll see that a bit later. I mean the reason why, but still you can have this little thing beneath the C, okay, and that's what we call cédille.
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 Okay. Cédille.
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 And we'll discover a quite important thing because it's a verb and it's the verb être. Okay, être means to be. Okay. Okay.
We are going to verbs now, so I'll end this video here. We put about 13 minutes, so I'm gonna start low by low. So this is for alphabets, for vowels and consonants and accents and special characters. So that's 4 things that we put in cover this one. After this one, the verb, there will be les verb être. How you pronounce?
Which is the to be is quite used.
To be.
Languages is to be, être. Okay, être.
Être. Then there is les verb avoir. Say it, avoir.
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 Avoir. Right? And then there is aller,
Aller.
elle,
Aller.
elle. Right? So after that, so these 3 verbs I'll put in the other one, and it will take about for that one. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not scare you guys out. So that's about it. Peace.